the last human signal after 40,000 years, horrified the entire galaxy, HFY Stories. The meeting was called after a strange signal was detected by the listening posts orbiting the edges of known space. For 40,000 years, no human communication had been recorded. Humans had vanished long before the great space civilizations had even risen. They were spoken of in stories, in myths, and in old holovids, but no one had expected to ever hear from them again. The signal appeared first in a small sector near the edge of the Andar system. It was faint, almost indistinguishable from background cosmic noise. At first, the automated systems ignored it, thinking it was a glitch or some anomaly in the data. But when it repeated, the pattern was undeniable. It carried a pulse, a rhythm, almost like a heartbeat, and the code embedded in it was not random. Someone had sent it intentionally. Someone was alive, and it was human. The council chamber was enormous, with transparent walls that looked out into the swirling stars beyond. Each representative from the galactic civilizations sat in their assigned seats. There were beings with long, thin limbs and skin that shimmered in blue, others with multiple eyes that rotated like camera lenses, and creatures that communicated through vibrations in the air rather than sound. And yet all of them were silent now, staring at the display as the signal repeated again on the holoscreen. Neera, the youngest representative of the Orlan species, leaned forward. She had never seen anything like it. Her large eyes reflected the rhythmic pulse of the signal. "It is human," she said quietly. Her voice was trembling not out of fear but out of the disbelief that something thought extinct could still exist. "They are alive, somehow." "I do not understand," said Talon, a representative with wings that shimmered gold. His voice echoed in the chamber, a deep resonating sound. "Humans vanished 40,000 years ago. Every record, every trace, all gone. If they exist, how is it possible that they survived?" The holoscreen pulsed again. The code had a simple structure at first, almost childlike. But as the council watched, patterns emerged. There were sequences of numbers and symbols, but they were not alien. They carried meaning. The most curious part was the emotion embedded in them. Whoever sent this signal was not just trying to communicate. They were sending a message meant to be felt. Fear, warning, and pride. Far away from the council chambers, aboard a small observation station, Lieutenant Evan Carter sat at the console. The signal had been detected first by his station, but his orders were clear: monitor and report. He had spent years studying ancient human records, even before the discovery of the signal. Humanity had been strong, intelligent, and unpredictable. The stories spoke of their resilience, their ability to adapt and survive in conditions that no other species could. And now, it seemed, that resilience had not faded. Evan adjusted the controls, trying to isolate the source of the signal. Every time he did, it grew stronger. It was almost as if it knew he was trying to find it. "Come on," he muttered. "Where are you hiding?" He leaned closer to the screen, and then his heart skipped a beat. The source was not on any known planet, not in any recorded system. It appeared to be coming from a place that should not even exist, a dead star, a system erased from maps centuries ago, known only in the oldest human myths as the Silent Reach. No living thing could survive there. The heat from the star's collapse should have annihilated anything near it. And yet there it was, a signal, a human signal. The council debated endlessly. Some called it impossible. Some argued it was a trap. The galaxy had learned long ago that humans were unpredictable, even dangerous. They had once spread across the stars with no intention of obeying the rules of other civilizations. To find out that they might have survived in secret was more than unsettling. It was terrifying. Meanwhile, the signal kept repeating, growing more complex. It began to form images, simple at first. Shapes of human faces, old cities that no longer existed, forests and rivers that had long vanished. But then the images changed, showing something more alarming. Humans in armor, weapons in hand, standing on landscapes that seemed alive, almost unnatural. It was a record of survival, but it was also a record of preparation. Someone had been waiting, watching, and learning. Evan could not believe his eyes. The humans in the images were not like the humans of the records. They were stronger, larger, and moved with a grace that was almost alien. He remembered reading old texts about human evolution before their disappearance. Humanity had been improving, adapting faster than anyone had thought possible. Now, it seemed they had reached a level that could challenge entire civilizations. The Council, after hours of discussion, finally agreed to send a reconnaissance fleet to investigate the origin of the signal. It would not be an easy mission. The coordinates pointed to the Silent Reach, a system filled with remnants of dead planets and collapsing stars. Navigation would be difficult and survival even harder, but curiosity and fear outweighed caution. Everyone wanted to know the truth. As the fleet prepared for departure, whispers spread across the galaxy. What had humans been doing all these years? How had they survived where nothing else could? And why were they sending a signal now after 40,000 years of silence? No one could answer. No one could guess. Evan stayed behind at the observation station. He felt a strange connection to the signal, as if it was calling him personally. He had always admired humanity. He had always believed in their strength. And now he could not shake the feeling that this signal was not just a message. It was a challenge. As night fell over the station, Evan watched the stars. Somewhere out there, hidden in the void, humans had endured when everything else had failed. They had survived wars, disasters, and time itself. And now they were awake. The galaxy would never be the same again. The first ships of the reconnaissance fleet jumped into hyperdrive, moving toward the Silent Reach. On board, the crews were tense. They knew the legends and they knew the risks, but nothing could prepare them for what awaited them. Humans were not extinct. They were evolving. They were waiting, and when they appeared fully, they would remind the galaxy why the stories had called them the strongest species in existence. Back on the observation station, Evan could no longer take his eyes off the readings. The signal pulsed again, brighter and more insistent. And for the first time in his life, he understood what fear truly was, not fear of death, but fear of facing a species that had been underestimated for millennia. Humanity had returned, and the galaxy would soon find out why. The images continued to change, revealing glimpses of massive structures, cities built in impossible places, technology that seemed to defy known physics, and humans moving with coordination and precision that no alien race had ever achieved. It was clear now this was not just a signal, it was an announcement. Humans were back. They had survived in the shadows, preparing, waiting, evolving. And the galaxy, which had long forgotten them, was about to remember everything all at once. In that moment, Evan knew one thing with absolute certainty. The story of humanity was far from over. In fact, it was only just beginning. And the first chapter of their return would terrify every civilization that had thought them gone forever. The stars outside seemed to shimmer differently that night, as if the universe itself sensed the change. Something ancient, powerful, and unstoppable had awakened. The humans had sent a signal, and with it, they had reminded the galaxy of a truth that no one could ignore. Survival was not about hiding. Survival was about rising, even when the odds were impossible. And somewhere in the dark void of the Silent Reach, the first humans watched and waited, knowing that their time had come. 40,000 years had passed, and they were ready. The fleet moved closer to the Silent Reach. The ships glided through empty space, past broken planets and drifting debris. Every pilot and crew member knew the legends of humans, but few had ever believed them to be real. Now, the signal proved that the stories were true. Humans had survived hidden in the void for 40,000 years. Captain Liam Porter, commanding one of the lead ships, stared at the holomap. The coordinates of the signal glowed red. "This is it," he said softly. "This is where the signal comes from. Everyone stay alert. We do not know what we will find." His voice carried authority, but even he felt a cold knot of unease. Lieutenant Maya Harris, his second in command, checked the ship's instruments. "The energy readings are off the charts. Nothing should exist here. These planets are dead." "There should not even be a signal, sir." Her fingers moved quickly over the controls. The sensors picked up strange fluctuations, like something was alive but impossible to see. "What is alive in a dead system?" muttered Sergeant Nalen Reed, leaning back in his chair. He was known for his skepticism, but even he could not hide his tension. "We should turn back before it's too late." "No," Liam said firmly. "We came here to find the truth. We either find it or we go home with nothing. And I don't want to go home with nothing." His eyes stayed on the glowing point where the signal originated. The fleet continued its approach. Space seemed darker here, heavier. Even the stars looked dimmer, as if the system itself had been drained of life. Yet the signal pulsed steadily, a rhythmic heartbeat in the cold emptiness. It called to them, drawing them forward. On board the flagship, communications officer Sarah Nolan noticed a pattern in the signal. "Captain, I think it's repeating in cycles. Look at this sequence." She pointed at the screen. Symbols appeared, forming letters and words in the oldest human language. "It's a message," she whispered. "It's saying something, but it's not clear yet." Liam leaned closer. "What is it trying to say?" Sarah shook her head. "I can't tell, but it feels warning. There's urgency, and something else, pride. Whoever sent this signal wants us to know they are here and that they are strong." Outside the ships, the fleet reached the outer edge of the silent reach. The first planet they passed was a blackened rock, craters and fissures covering its surface. Nothing lived there, and yet the energy readings were high. Liam frowned. "Keep sensors open. Something is wrong here." Suddenly, a pulse of energy exploded from the planet. It was not an attack, but a wave, a ripple in space. The ships shuddered. Instruments went wild. Communications buzzed with static. "What is that?" Maya shouted over the alarms. "It's coming from the planet," Liam said, gripping the armrest. "It's like it's alive." Then from the darkness, shapes appeared. Massive structures rose from the planet's surface, built of metal and stone, but unlike anything the fleet had seen. Towers with smooth curves and jagged edges spiraling into the sky. Walls that glimmered as if they were alive. The humans were not just surviving, they were thriving. They had built cities where no one thought life could exist. Those are buildings," Nolan Reed whispered. "But how did they survive here?" "They adapted," Liam said. "They always adapt." The signal pulsed faster now, almost urgent. On the screen, more images appeared. Humans in sleek armor, their faces determined, eyes glowing faintly with some unknown energy. They moved in perfect formation, training, building, fighting. It was a civilization rebuilt from nothing, stronger than anything the galaxy had known. Maya's voice was tight. "Captain, they are waiting for us." "Yes," Liam said quietly, "and they know we are coming." The fleet moved closer to the planet, and the humans revealed themselves. They did not attack immediately. Instead, they appeared at the edge of the cities, watching the ships. From orbit, they looked ordinary yet powerful. Muscles and bodies honed beyond normal human limits. Their weapons looked advanced but simple, efficient. And their eyes carried something that no alien species had ever seen before: intelligence, confidence, and the certainty of survival. One of the humans stepped forward, and the fleet froze. He raised his hand in a gesture of peace, but it was clear he was not afraid. Captain Liam could not take his eyes off him. He is human," he whispered. "Alive." The communication officer opened a channel. "This is Captain Liam Porter of the Galactic Fleet. We are here in response to your signal. Please identify yourself." There was silence for a moment. Then the human spoke. His voice was strong, steady, clear. "I am Nathan Cole. We are the last of humanity. We have waited for this moment. You will learn why you underestimated us for 40,000 years." The fleet trembled. Aliens whispered to each other in shock. The humans had not only survived, they had evolved. Their technology, their cities, and their presence exuded power. Even the most confident of the alien fleets felt a flicker of fear. Nathan raised his arm and the cities around him came alive. Drones and machines rose, shimmering in the air. Energy shields formed, towers moved, weapons locked into place. But there was no immediate attack. It was a demonstration, a warning. Humans could defend themselves and they were ready for anything. Captain Liam and his officers tried to process what they saw. They have waited," Sarah said, staring at the display. "For us, for the galaxy. They have survived where no one could," Maya added. "And now they are telling us, we are ready." The aliens in the fleet murmured in fear. Stories of human unpredictability were now real again. Every civilization that had ever underestimated humans felt a shiver run down their spines. Humans were not extinct. They were awake, alert, and stronger than ever. Nathan spoke again, his voice calm but powerful. "We have watched, we have learned, we have endured, and now the galaxy will see why humans were never to be ignored. 40,000 years of waiting, and now we rise." The fleet could see the humans moving across the surface. They coordinated perfectly, a synchronized dance of strength, skill, and technology. Humans had adapted to impossible conditions, created machines to survive in vacuum and extreme heat, and trained their bodies beyond the limits of ordinary life. The galaxy had called them weak once. The galaxy had laughed at their disappearance. Now, the laughter had ended. Captain Liam felt a mix of fear and awe. "We need to report this," he said. "The Council must know humanity is alive." Maya shook her head. "Captain, reporting this might not be enough. Look at them. They are not hiding anymore. They are showing us what they are capable of. And I think they will not wait for permission to act." Outside the fleet, the humans made their next move. Ships rose from the cities, small, fast, and deadly. They did not attack the fleet directly. Instead, they circled, showing control over the skies and the space around the planet. Every move was precise. Every action demonstrated planning, intelligence, and strength. The humans had not only survived, they had mastered war, strategy, and survival in ways that no other species had ever done. The signal continued to pulse from the planet, stronger than before. The humans were sending another message, one that reached across the fleet. It was not words this time, but a feeling, a mix of warning, pride, and inevitability. They were not to be underestimated. They were here. They had returned. The fleet's leaders held a quick council. Some suggested retreat, others argued for diplomacy. But no one could deny the power they were witnessing. Humans had turned a dead system into a fortress. They had waited 40,000 years, and now the galaxy was at their doorstep. Captain Liam made the decision. "We approach slowly. No aggression. We attempt communication. But be ready. If they attack, we defend ourselves. Humans are alive. We cannot afford to underestimate them." As the fleet moved closer, the humans on the planet observed calmly. Nathan Cole and his people watched the alien ships, waiting. They had survived wars, disasters, and the collapse of civilizations. Now the galaxy had returned to them, and they were ready. Inside the fleet, tension grew. Every alien crew member felt it. Humans were no longer stories. They were reality. The fleet could feel the intelligence, the preparation, and the power radiating from the silent reach. Every move was deliberate. Every signal was precise. The humans had not forgotten. The humans had learned. The humans had risen. And in that moment, every species understood a terrifying truth. The galaxy had long underestimated humanity. 40,000 years of survival had forged them into a force no one could ignore. The signal was just the beginning. The humans were awake. The humans were aware. And the humans were ready to reclaim their place among the stars. Nathan Cole stood on the highest tower of the city, looking at the approaching fleet. He spoke softly to his people. "They have returned. They have come to see us. Let them learn why humanity was never weak. Let them understand that the galaxy is not theirs to command. We survived. We endured. We will rise." And with that, the pulse of the human signal grew even stronger, sending a warning across the galaxy. Humanity had returned, and nothing would ever be the same again. The fleet hovered at the edge of the silent reach, uncertain of their next move. Every ship's sensors and cameras were fixed on the human cities below. For 40,000 years, humans had been gone, wiped from memory, but now they stood before the galaxy fully awake. Every alien officer felt a chill, a mix of fear and awe. Nothing in their history prepared them for this moment. Captain Liam Porter took a deep breath and addressed the fleet. "We will attempt peaceful contact first. Our mission is observation and understanding. Engage only if attacked. Remember, these humans are something else. Do not underestimate them." Even as he spoke, the humans moved with precision. Drones lifted from the cities, forming patterns in the sky that looked almost like communication. They were fast, too fast for the fleet's targeting systems to lock on properly. Shields flared around the towers and buildings, shimmering in colors that seemed unnatural. Lieutenant Maya Harris could not hide her concern. "Captain, look at them. Their coordination is perfect. They are faster, stronger, and smarter than anything we've faced. If they wanted to attack, we wouldn't stand a chance." "Then we show them we come in peace," Liam said. "Open a channel, let them know we are not enemies. Let them speak first." The comm officer, Sarah Nolan, worked quickly. Opening channel now. A small sphere of light formed in the air, translating human speech into the galactic languages. Nathan Cole's voice filled the fleet. "We know you are here. We have watched you as you approached. You carry fear, curiosity, and arrogance. Decide which you wish to show, for it will shape what happens next." A hush fell over the fleet. Alien commanders whispered to each other. None had faced a species that could speak to them with such clarity and authority from a distance. No one could hide. The humans knew everything about them, yet they had not yet attacked. Captain Liam's voice was steady. "We come in peace. We mean no harm. We seek to understand." Nathan's eyes glowed faintly in the holographic projection. "Understanding is earned. Knowledge without experience is worthless. You will see why humans survived when all others failed. You will learn why the galaxy must never forget them." With that, the humans made their first move. It was not aggressive, but it was a display of overwhelming power. From the cities, massive platforms lifted into orbit, carrying humans and machines. They moved with precision, circling the fleet, testing their speed, observing every reaction. Drones shot out in rapid sequences, tracing patterns in the void. They did not fire, yet the fleet felt the tension. Every alien officer knew that if the humans had wanted, a single strike could destroy them all. Lieutenant Harris whispered to Liam, "They are testing us. They want to see how we respond. And they already know our capabilities better than we do." "Yes," Liam said quietly. "They have been waiting for this moment for 40,000 years. They have planned for everything." Then the humans did something unexpected. A human ship, unlike any seen before, detached from the platforms and hovered alone before the fleet. Its design was elegant and deadly, sleek and fast. Nathan's voice came from it. "You will see why humans are different. We will show you what we have become." The ship accelerated with impossible speed, moving in ways the fleet's ships could not match. It darted between the alien vessels, appearing and disappearing, leaving afterimages that confused sensors. It did not attack directly, but its presence was a challenge. It demonstrated intelligence, speed, and control over space itself. "Captain, it's unreal," Maya said. "No known propulsion system allows movement like that. How can they?" Liam did not answer. He only watched, feeling the growing realization that humans had surpassed the galaxy in ways no one had imagined. 40,000 years had not weakened them. It had honed them. The humans then displayed another skill. From the planet, massive energy waves formed, not destructive but illuminating. They scanned the fleet, reading ships, analyzing technology, and mapping weaknesses. Every move was calculated. Every signal was precise. The humans were not just survivors. They were masters of war, science, and strategy. "Sir," Sarah Nolan said, her voice trembling, "they are analyzing us. They know everything we are doing before we do it." "Yes," Liam said, "and that is exactly what makes them dangerous, but also incredible. They are not aliens. They are humans, and humans are unstoppable." As the fleet held its position, humans began to communicate in a more direct way. Small craft landed on nearby asteroids, forming teams of observers. They watched the fleet silently, yet every movement spoke of readiness. Humans had adapted to survive in impossible conditions, trained their bodies beyond ordinary limits, and engineered technology far beyond the imagination of alien species. Then came the demonstration of strength. From the surface, humans raised massive structures into orbit without engines, using energy fields to lift and move objects with incredible precision. They built in seconds what would have taken alien engineers months. Drones repaired ships and structures with flawless coordination. Humans moved like a single organism, each action perfectly timed. Captain Liam and his crew watched in awe. "They are gods among us," Nolan said quietly. "Not literally, but in every way that matters, they are perfect." Nathan Cole's voice returned. "You came expecting extinct humans. You came expecting weakness. You will find none. We survived where others failed. We adapted where others perished. We endured when the galaxy forgot us. And now we rise." The humans then demonstrated their combat readiness. Armed squads emerged from the cities and platforms. Their weapons were strange, simple in design, yet devastating in effect. They did not fire, but the energy fields around them made it clear they could strike instantly with precision. Every alien on the fleet felt the threat, even without an attack. Maya whispered, "If they wanted to, they could destroy us now. Every ship, every crew member." "Instantly?" "Yes," Liam said, "but they are not attacking. They are showing us control. They are showing us who they are." The humans then did something unexpected. They projected images across space showing the history of humanity. Cities, forests, oceans, wars, inventions, and disasters flashed in sequence. The fleet watched silently. Humans had faced extinction before, yet they had always risen. The images displayed their resilience, intelligence, and courage. Every alien species felt a mix of fear and respect. "Captain," Sarah said, "they are telling us a story, not just a warning but a history. They want us to know what humans are capable of." "Yes," Liam said, "and it is clear. Humans are not weak. Humans are not extinct. Humans are unstoppable." Nathan's voice echoed across the void. 40,000 years. We have waited, we have survived, we have trained. And now the galaxy will remember us. Those who doubt, those who mock, those who underestimate will learn. Humans endure. Humans adapt. Humans rise. The fleet could see humans moving across the surface, operating machines, training, building. Every action displayed power and intelligence. Every human was stronger, faster, and smarter than their ancestors. They had transformed themselves over millennia, mastering survival in ways no one thought possible. Captain Liam felt a mix of awe and terror. "We came here expecting stories. We came here expecting nothing. And now we see the truth. Humanity is alive. Humanity is more than alive. They are supreme." The fleet remained cautious, but every officer knew the truth. Humans had risen from extinction to dominance, mastering technology, combat, and survival. They were not only back, they were better than ever. Nathan Cole's voice carried one final message before disappearing. "We do not seek war unless forced, but know this: the galaxy has long underestimated humans. That mistake will never happen again. We are here. We are awake. We are humanity. And you will see why the legends never lied. The fleet held position, shaken to its core. Aliens whispered in fear, discussing what they had just witnessed. Humans had returned not as weak survivors, but as a force beyond imagination. 40,000 years had honed them into something unmatched, something unstoppable. Captain Liam looked at the humans below and realized a terrifying truth. Nothing in the galaxy could match the power, intelligence, and will of humanity. They had waited, they had survived, and now they were ready to reclaim their place. The pulse of the human signal continued to spread, reaching every corner of the silent reach. It carried a message simple and clear. Humanity had returned, and the galaxy would never forget. Liam knew that the coming days would change everything. Every species, every civilization, every fleet would have to understand a simple truth. Humans were not just survivors. Humans were the ultimate force of life. And as the fleet remained in orbit, watching the humans prepare, one thought ran through every mind, alien and human alike. 40,000 years had passed, but the story of humanity was just beginning. Nathan Cole stood on the highest tower of the city, watching the stars. The humans had trained for this moment for generations. They had waited in silence, building strength, mastering technology, and shaping themselves into something no one could ignore. And now, the galaxy had returned to them. He spoke softly to his people. The galaxy has forgotten us, but we have not forgotten ourselves. 40,000 years of survival has brought us here. Now we rise. Now they will see why humanity was never weak. Now they will see what it means to be human. And with that, the pulse of the human signal grew even stronger, echoing across the silent reach, a warning and a declaration. Humanity had returned, and nothing would ever be the same. The fleet held its position above the silent reach, tense and silent. Every alien ship monitored the humans below, every officer aware that this was a species unlike any they had ever faced. 40,000 years of waiting had not weakened humanity. They had grown stronger, faster, and smarter. And now, humans were ready to reveal themselves fully. Captain Liam Porter watched the displays closely. "We need to make a move," he said quietly to Maya. "We can't just stay here forever. They already know everything about us. They've seen our weapons, our tactics, even our weaknesses. If we hesitate, they'll see it as fear." Maya nodded, though unease shadowed her face. "I know, Captain, but every move we make they will anticipate. We are not negotiating with ordinary beings. We are facing humans at the height of their evolution." From the planet below, Nathan Cole watched the fleet. His city stretched across the land, towers and structures alive with energy, drones buzzing around like intelligent swarms. Humans moved with precision, each one aware of the other, as if they shared one mind. Yet Nathan knew they were not mindless. They were individuals, trained for independence and judgment. That combination was deadly. He activated a message for the fleet. The holographic projection appeared above the ships. Nathan's voice was calm, commanding, and full of authority. "We have watched you as you approached. You have weapons, ships, and technology. You think yourselves powerful, but you underestimate humanity. You forget the lessons of the past. Humans survive where others perish. Humans adapt where others fail. And humans rise when the galaxy turns its back." Alien whispers filled the fleet. Even the most confident commanders felt unease. Stories of humans were ancient, often dismissed as myths. Now they were real, and far beyond anything imagined. Captain Liam addressed his officers. "We attempt contact, but with caution. Show respect. Show willingness to communicate. Do not make sudden moves. They can read everything. They will know immediately if we intend aggression." Sarah Nolan, communications officer, opened a channel. "This is Captain Liam Porter of the Galactic Fleet. We wish to understand. We come with no intent to attack. We wish dialogue." Nathan's projection flickered and he stepped forward slightly. "Dialogue requires understanding. Understanding requires observation. You will see what humanity is today. You will see why you should never underestimate us again. Suddenly, the humans demonstrated their strength in a controlled display. Drones flew in complex formations, forming shapes and patterns in the sky. Structures lifted effortlessly, energy beams forming barriers and bridges across impossible gaps. Humans moved across surfaces that no normal human could survive. They demonstrated speed, agility, and intelligence in every action. Lieutenant Maya whispered, "They are showing us everything. They don't even need to fight, just this display is enough to prove their superiority." "Yes," Liam replied. "They are not attacking, they are teaching. They are showing why humans survive." From the city, squads of humans moved in formation. Their weapons glowed faintly, but no shots were fired. The aliens on the fleet could see every detail, every motion. Humans coordinated perfectly, adapting instantly to changes in environment and energy fluctuations. It was a masterclass in precision and control. One of the alien commanders, a being with translucent skin and multiple eyes, muttered to another, "We cannot defeat them, not with what we have. They are perfect predators." Captain Liam knew they had to act carefully. Any wrong move could provoke humans. Yet the humans were not hostile. They were waiting, testing, demonstrating, and observing. Every human seemed aware of every ship, every weapon, every crew member. The realization struck Liam. Humans had learned patience, strategy, and control beyond anything known. Nathan stepped forward and addressed the fleet directly. 40,000 years ago, humans vanished. The galaxy thought us weak, forgotten, extinct. We survived in silence. We adapted, learned, and prepared. Now we have returned. You see us and you must understand. Humans endure. Humans dominate. Humans rise. The aliens held their ground, but the tension was palpable. Even the most confident commanders realized the humans were not bluffing. Every ship, every structure, every drone displayed intelligence, control, and deadly efficiency. Humans had mastered survival to the point that no other species could hope to match them. Captain Liam took a deep breath. "We will request a meeting. One ship, one delegation. Nothing aggressive. We need to learn and we need to survive this encounter with respect." Maya nodded. "Agreed, Captain, but every move we make they will anticipate. Be careful." A single transport craft was prepared, carrying Captain Liam, Lieutenant Maya, and a few officers. They entered the human-controlled zone slowly, engines running at minimal power to show peace. Humans watched silently from their platforms, observing, waiting, calculating. As the transport approached, Nathan projected himself again. "You wish to speak? Then come closer. But know this, every action you take is seen. Every thought you hide is known. Do not deceive humans, we see all." The transport docked carefully on a massive platform extending from the city. The humans allowed it, but the atmosphere was charged with control and authority. Liam and his team stepped off, nerves tight but awe overwhelming. Nathan approached them, a human among humans, yet stronger, faster, and more commanding than any human Liam had ever seen. "Welcome," Nathan said simply. "You have seen our strength. You have seen our patience. You have seen our preparation. Now you will see our purpose." Liam stepped forward cautiously. "We come seeking understanding. We wish to learn. We mean no harm." Nathan studied him for a moment. "Understanding is earned. Learning is earned. And humanity has not forgotten the arrogance of those who once underestimated us." He gestured to the city and the platforms. "Observe carefully. You have seen only a fraction. Humans survived impossible conditions, rebuilt our civilization, and mastered technology and skill beyond your imagination. And yet, we choose restraint. We choose peace until provoked. That is what makes us human. That is what makes us dangerous." The fleet outside held its position, observing every word, every movement. Aliens whispered in fear and admiration. Humans were not only alive, they were dominant. They had waited, planned, and adapted, and now they were awake. Nathan continued. For 40,000 years we watched, we learned, we endured, and now humanity returns to the galaxy. Some will welcome us, others will fear us, but every species will know this. Humans endure, humans adapt, and humans rise. And those who doubt, those who mock, those who underestimate will pay the price of forgetting. Captain Liam felt the weight of Nathan's words. We understand. We will not underestimate humanity again, but we need dialogue. We need to find common ground. Nathan's gaze softened slightly, though his authority remained clear. Dialogue is possible. Respect is required. Learn this first. Humans survived when others failed. We endured because we never gave up, because we never accepted defeat, because we always rose. If you wish to interact with us, you must understand that. You must respect it, or you will learn the consequences. Liam nodded. We respect humanity. We understand the strength and the resilience. We wish only to communicate, to coexist if possible. Nathan studied him for a long moment. Then he nodded. Very well, you will see more, but remember this. Humans are patient. Humans are strong. Humans are aware. And humans do not forget. The fleet watched as humans demonstrated more of their capabilities. Ships rose from platforms with speed and precision, moving in patterns that no alien fleet could match. Energy shields and weapon systems were activated, not in aggression, but in control. Humans coordinated like one organism, each individual aware of the others, each action deliberate and exact. Lieutenant Maya whispered, "Captain, they are perfect. Every move, every system, every person perfect." "Yes," Liam said quietly, "and that is why they survived. And why the galaxy will never underestimate them again." Nathan stepped back, letting his people and technology demonstrate their full power. The aliens saw, understood, and felt the warning. Humans had not returned to beg for respect. Humans had returned to demand it. As the delegation prepared to return to the fleet, Nathan spoke one final message. Go back and tell your leaders, humans endure, humans rise. The galaxy will see us again, and when it does, it will remember that we never ceased to exist, we never ceased to grow, and we never ceased to be human. 40,000 years have passed, but humanity's story is only beginning. Captain Liam and his officers returned to their transport, minds racing. The fleet remained in orbit, watching humans, unsure of the next step. The galaxy had underestimated humanity for millennia. That mistake would never happen again. Outside, the cities shimmered with energy, humans moving with precision and power. Every display, every action, every pulse of light sent a message. Humans had survived impossible odds, and now they had returned to the galaxy. And Nathan Cole stood atop the tallest tower, watching the stars. He knew the galaxy had returned to them. They had survived, adapted, and now they would rise. 40,000 years had passed, and the humans were ready to reclaim their place among the stars. The pulse of the human signal spread further, stronger, and clearer than ever. Every species, every fleet, every civilization would feel it. Humanity had returned. Humanity endured. Humanity rose. And the galaxy would never be the same. The fleet returned to orbit after the delegation's meeting with Nathan Cole. Every officer was silent, trying to process what they had just witnessed. Humans were not extinct. Humans were not weak. Humans had survived impossible conditions, evolved, and mastered technology and skill beyond anything in the galaxy. And now they were awake, aware, and ready. Captain Liam Porter paced the floor of his ship. We need to report this to the Council. They have to understand what we faced. We cannot underestimate humanity again. Lieutenant Maya Harris shook her head. Captain, I don't think words will do it justice. Even if the Council sees the images, even if they hear the recordings, they will not feel it. They will not understand the scale of what humanity has become. Sarah Nolan, the communications officer, nodded. They are different. We've studied humans for decades. We knew they were intelligent and resilient. But this is beyond any record. They are perfect in every way that matters: fast, strong, precise, and patient. They survived 40,000 years in the void, learning, adapting, preparing. And now they are back. Outside the fleet, the humans continued their demonstrations. Ships rose and fell, drones moved like swarms of birds, and energy structures formed bridges, walls, and towers in impossible ways. Every move was precise, deliberate, and overwhelming. It was clear. Humans could dominate anything in the galaxy if they chose to. Nathan Cole stood atop the tallest tower in the human city. He watched the alien fleet carefully, knowing that their fear and respect were growing. Humans had waited a long time for this moment, and they would not waste it. 40,000 years had hardened them, sharpened them, and made them ready for the galaxy that had once forgotten them. Today, Nathan said to his people, we remind the galaxy who we are, not with aggression but with truth. We survived, we adapted, we rose. And now all who see us will understand. From orbit, the fleet could see human squads moving in perfect coordination. Weapons were visible but not raised in attack. Humans were demonstrating capability, not hostility. Yet every alien officer understood the unspoken message. If humans wished, destruction could come in an instant. Captain Liam addressed his officers. We need a plan. If they attack, we are done. We cannot match them. But if we communicate, if we understand their purpose, there is hope. This is our chance to survive alongside humanity, not against them. Maya nodded. Agreed, Captain, but we must be careful. They are not like any other species. They think differently, act faster, and see more than we can imagine. One mistake and it's over. Nathan activated a holographic projection visible to the fleet. We have observed the galaxy for 40,000 years, he said. We have learned your strengths and weaknesses. We have endured disasters, wars, and time itself. And now humanity returns. You may choose fear or respect, but understand this: humans endure, humans rise, humans adapt, and we do not forget. Alien whispers filled the fleet. Even the most confident commanders were shaken. Every species had underestimated humans in the past. Every species had assumed humans were gone. And now the truth was undeniable. Humans had survived impossible odds, evolved, and mastered survival in ways no one had ever imagined. Captain Liam spoke carefully. We respect humanity, we understand strength. We wish dialogue, peace, and coexistence. We do not intend hostility. Nathan studied him. Words are easy, actions show truth. Watch closely. The humans began a display unlike any before. Massive platforms lifted into orbit, carrying ships, weapons, and energy shields. Drones moved in perfect formations, faster than any sensor could track. Humans moved across impossible surfaces, training and coordinating as one organism. Energy beams formed walls and barriers, bridges and towers, all in real time. Lieutenant Maya whispered, "They are showing us everything. Not just strength, but mastery. Every action is perfect. Every movement calculated. They are beyond us in every way that matters." "Yes," Liam said quietly, "and that is why they survived, and that is why the galaxy will never underestimate them again." Nathan stepped forward, addressing the fleet one final time. "We have waited, hidden, and prepared. We have survived where others failed. We have risen when the galaxy forgot us. And now humanity is awake. We do not seek war unless forced. But if attacked, every ship, every crew member, every civilization will understand the consequences of underestimating humans. 40,000 years have passed, but the story of humanity is only beginning, and the galaxy will remember it. The fleet remained silent, awestruck. Alien officers whispered among themselves. Humans were alive. Humans were strong. Humans had endured the impossible. And now they were awake. Captain Liam returned to the bridge of his ship. "We must report this," he said. "The Council must know. Humanity is not extinct. Humanity is unstoppable." Maya nodded. "And we must prepare. If the Council underestimates them, we will not survive. Outside, humans continued their demonstrations. Ships moved faster than sensors could track. Drones formed intricate patterns, repairing and building structures with perfect precision. Humans moved across surfaces where no one else could survive, demonstrating strength, agility, and intelligence beyond imagination. Nathan watched from the tallest tower, proud and calm. 40,000 years had passed, but humanity had survived. They had endured every challenge, adapted to impossible conditions, and risen stronger than ever. And now the galaxy was witnessing the truth. He addressed his people. "We have waited for this moment. The galaxy has returned to us. Let them see why humanity was never weak. Let them understand that we endure, we adapt, and we rise. And let them know that those who underestimate humans will pay the price of forgetting." The fleet could see the humans clearly now, moving with perfect coordination, controlling machines and energy systems that no alien species could match. Even the most skeptical officers realized the truth. Humans had not just survived. They had evolved into a force beyond comparison. Captain Liam spoke quietly to his crew. "We came expecting stories, we came expecting myths, and now we see the truth. Humanity is alive. Humanity is strong. Humanity is unstoppable." The pulse of the human signal grew stronger. Every species in the fleet, every officer, every ship could feel it. Humanity was alive, awake, and prepared. They had waited, survived, and risen to show the galaxy who they truly were. Nathan stepped back, allowing his people and technology to demonstrate their full strength. Ships, drones, energy fields, and humans moved in harmony, showing capability, intelligence, and readiness. The message was clear. Humanity had returned, and the galaxy would never underestimate them again. Captain Liam returned to his ship, his mind racing. "We need to prepare the Council. Humanity has returned. Humanity endures. Humanity rises. And we will have to change everything we thought we knew about the galaxy." Maya nodded. "Yes, Captain, and we must be careful. Humanity does not forgive mistakes. They do not forget. And they never underestimate anyone again." Outside, humans continued their display. Energy fields, machines, drones, and squads of humans moved with perfect coordination. Every action demonstrated strength, skill, intelligence, and discipline. Humanity had survived impossible odds. Humanity had risen. And now the galaxy was witnessing the truth. Nathan Cole looked at the stars, calm and proud. 40,000 years had passed. Humans had endured, adapted, and grown. And now they had returned to reclaim their place among the stars. He addressed his people one final time. "The galaxy has returned to us. We have waited, we have survived, and now we rise. 40,000 years have passed, but humanity's story is only beginning. Let them see why humans endure, why humans adapt, and why humans rise." The pulse of the human signal spread across the silent reach, reaching every corner of the galaxy. Every fleet, every civilization, every species felt it. Humanity was alive. Humanity endured. Humanity rose. And the galaxy would never forget. Captain Liam Porter watched from his bridge as humans moved with perfect coordination, energy flowing through their cities, ships, and drones. "They are alive," he whispered, "and they are more than anyone could have imagined. Humanity has returned, and we are witnessing history." Maya Harris nodded, her eyes wide. "We underestimated them. The galaxy underestimated them, and now we see the truth. Humans are unstoppable." Outside, Nathan Cole raised his hand, and the pulse of the human signal grew brighter, stronger, spreading across space. It was not just a warning, it was a declaration. Humanity had returned. Humanity endured. Humanity rose, and the galaxy would never be the same again. The fleets of aliens watched in awe, fear, and respect. Humans had returned, humans had survived, and humans had risen to a level no one could match. The galaxy had forgotten them once. It would never forget again. Nathan turned to his people. "This is our time. The galaxy has returned to us. We endured when all others failed. We survived when others gave up. And now we rise. Humanity's story is only beginning." And with that, the pulse of the human signal reached its peak, echoing across the stars. The galaxy had witnessed the return of humanity. 40,000 years of survival, adaptation, and preparation had brought them here. And now the humans were awake. The galaxy would never underestimate them again. Humanity had returned. Humanity endured. Humanity rose. And the story of humanity was just beginning.